My name is Linda Reik. I traveled 2.5 hours to get here, so I do not appreciate having it canceled now that I've arrived and found that out. I would like to talk about the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission. I think it hasn't been mentioned yet, and it's a big part of the problem here because it oversees the federal process for gas build-out infrastructure in many ways, and it ignores completely us citizens when we follow the exact prescribed protocols for submitting our complaints there. The Federal Energy Regulatory Commission is funded entirely by the industries that it regulates. And in 2014, that was a $340 million budget for FERC from industry entities. So that's why they're not on the side of the citizens. But still, the citizens follow the regulations. We submit our legal comments into the dockets, and we never receive an answer from FERC. We have our comments in the dockets because they are legally available to us in the future for when we want to refer to them. But along the way, we've learned some of the tricks that the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission uses to put us down and keep us waylaid. For example, when citizens overwhelmingly prove that there is significant impact to an environmental degradation, because we do that because FERC generally approves almost every project that comes to it, and they almost always conclude that there is no significant impact to public health or the environment. So we're saying yes, there is, and we prove it, and then sometimes these kind of things happen. The system can go into a legal process where FERC gives a permission that the whole ideas will be reheard, but there's no date on those documents. So we go into a legal process and the gas company keeps on building while that's happened. Projects can even be completed while that happens. Secondly, we know that gas companies have long-term plans of connecting one thing to another thing, including pipeline compressor stations, metering stations, liquid gas export terminals. But these are segmented by the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission as these application comes in. So we comment on the particular place that we know the most about. Probably it's close to our home, but not in every case. A lot of us are learning to meet each other and talk to each other and connect all over the country about how the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission is not protecting the health of the environment or the citizens of this country. So segmentation is the first thing they do, and there has been a case filed against FERC and won against FERC for doing that in federal court last year in June of 2014. Another thing they do is blatantly ignore their own orders. I have a docket where I have submitted 42 items in less than 6 months that FERC didn't follow in its own order to do that docket, to do that work. Then there's another thing that when citizens prove that the gas company is working illegally and they file in the docket and show with documents and photographs that there's illegal work being done, FERC quickly turns around and gives the gas company a variance to keep that work ongoing. And it just goes on and on with things like that. So FERC appears to be in collusion with the gas companies. It's not answering the citizens. We go through the legal process. We expect an answer from FERC. We expect to hear a hearing from FERC. But when we attended a public meeting in May, open to the public, for the public, in a public building, we were turned away from the public meeting. So FERC is not helping, FERC is hindering, and a different way of managing the federal gas infrastructure in this country needs to be devised. Thank you.